Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope all is well with you. So, I'm coming with another story time for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and push that notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop a video. Okay? Know that also all things is alleged. It's all my opinion. I'm just giving my commentary, my perspective, my viewpoint on the stories being told. So, without further ado, we're going to get into this story time. This young lady, we actually seen the first part of the videos. I played 1 through, I believe, 5, maybe 6, but we're going to start off with 6 just in case. Actually, I might start off with 5. Um, that way it's kind of a refresher. This video is the one where the young lady was a side chick and didn't know she was a side chick, moved, uprooted her whole life to Atlanta for a man that was already taken. So we're going to get into her story time again without further ado. Let's see what all she had to say. She had to finish up the story for us. So we going to listen. This is part 5.
So in this part, I just want to kind of clarify certain things to kind of give context on how I even got to this point, how I even got involved with this person, like how I even thought this was like a serious relationship, because, and I'm not saying no names, y'all don't even know who I'm talking about at this point. So yeah. So let's rewind. Let me give some context. This is the type of relationship that it was that made me feel like this was a serious relationship, and you know, this was serious, like this was real for me, right? So he would fly in for my birthday. He would fly in for different occasions. He was at my house all the time. He was going out all the time. He would take me out of town. Like, we did some special things for each other. So, for example, so he had confided in me and told me that he was locked up for 2 years. And one of those years happened to be his 21st birthday. He always felt like he never got a cake. He never, got celebrated or anything like that. So,
These dudes be
I actually
gaslighting.
got him a cake from Cold Stone.
Let me say this real quick. Because I don't know if I said it in the last video, to be honest with you, but these dudes, one thing they gonna do is give you a sob story on how no one loved them and how everything, just went wrong in their life. That way, you're doing the utmost because we don't want to be like the other people that let them down throughout their lives. So now it's you never got a cake, and it could be true. Don't get me wrong, it could be true, but we also know that people love to gaslight and act like they're victims. Some people love to be professional victims. And again, they start off the relationship by saying, oh, this happened. I never got this. Or my mother was like this to me, and all my aunts. And, you know, every female in my life just has been terrible to me, because they know in our mind we're going to be like, well, my goal is to never be like any of them. And we coming from a genuine place, right? Some people might do it in a manipulative fashion as well, but for the most part, we do it because we don't want to let that person down. And so we do it from a place of genuineness for the most part, I will say. I can't say everybody, but um yeah, these dudes they're scheming and scamming to try to get you to do what they want when they want it.
Saying happy 21st birthday. I cooked, I had balloons. I just made it like really special when he came into town this one time. He started crying like, no one's ever done this for me. You really are my heart. You're my world. You really are home for me. Like, this is his favorite word. You're my heart. You're my heart. Like, this is his favorite fucking word. So that was the type of relationship that it was. Like, we was really sharing, information and all types of stuff. So fast forward, I forgot to mention this very important part that probably thickens up the plot, but hey, it's whatever. So the first time in Miami, remember in the previous video when I said we had that Miami trip and he told me something? Well, he told me that, even though he told me he had a daughter, he knows that biologically is not his daughter. So at first I was upset about it because I'm like, why would you lie about that? Like, why would you lie about, having a biological daughter? But then in the same sense, I quickly switched my tune because I'm like, you know what? That's actually commendable. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have such a rapport with a kid, with someone you used to date, and then, you still claiming them as your daughter, like, that's cool. And the daughter knows too. So I thought that was like, okay, these are good characteristics of a good potential, like, father, right? So that's how I took it when he first told me. You know what I'm saying? He told me this house was his. He told me that the room was rented by a guy or some shit like that. That's what I was told. And sometimes he would FaceTime me in his house. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was there, he would FaceTime me in his house. So I'm not thinking anything of it at this point. This is prior to me even moving to Atlanta. So every time we had a conversation, like I would talk about that house. The house was always the issue. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But when you're in a long distance situation, it's kind of like you can't really prove anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really prove anything. You're just going by a person's word until you're actually like physically there, right? He would even say little stuff like, yeah, like, I had to drop my daughter off today and I spoke to, my daughter's mother about you. And I think it's so cool that we could just talk about stuff like that. Like he made it seem like shit was cool with them. Like she knew about me and, it's all a cool thing because I have kids and, you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't happen. Like I'm not sleeping with them. So that's why I felt like, okay, this is a real thing, right? And then when she said the whole thing of whatever y'all got going on, that's y'all business. So I'm like, okay, so you know about me. So at that point, maybe I was being delusional. I probably was being a little delulu. No, a lot of delulu. Okay, I was probably doing a lot. Okay, but in my head, I'm like, okay, like it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that big of a deal. Like, okay, like everything is cool. So, and another thing I forgot to mention too. So before I even moved there, he told me his daughter's birthday was in August, right? I moved to Atlanta October 2020. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So, he told me that her birthday, she was turning, I think like 10 or something. And he told me that she's into dance school and she likes to make TikToks, stuff like that. I thought that was so cute. She's a cute little girl. She's a beautiful little girl. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do, And at this point, this is after like, me and her had got into it or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make a peace offering because it's like, okay, I'm with this nigga. So I want it to be peaceful. Like, I didn't like the way we left off before. You know what I'm saying? Like we really, I'm not gonna lie, I violated so bad where like, I did because I felt like she was coming at me. So it was just like I dragged her. Like I'm not that same person anymore, but I dragged her real bad. So I got her daughter a ring light, for a content scene. Now he told me that, that she wants to do content and you know what I'm saying? Like she likes to make TikToks and stuff like that. So I thought that was a cute thing to get her. It was a really nice ring light. I got it from Amazon. And I can honestly say, subliminally, maybe I just wanted to see the reaction because I ordered it from Amazon and I shipped it directly over there. And I put, for the birthday girl, So, I tell him this and he seemed calm, like he didn't freak out or nothing. He was like, okay, cool. Like, when is it coming? I'm telling him like what the tracking information is saying and all that type of stuff. So, he gets the gift and he's like, thank you. She loves it so much, this, that, and the third. I told her that you got it. And, like she's really excited about it. So at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like she knows about me. And I'm so hyped. So I'm like, oh, she knows about me and, everything is cool, right? And let me just say this too. Let me just add this. So this is before I even moved. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all context as to what kind of relationship this was and what kind of delusional situation I was in, okay? Like when I tell you this man was good, this nigga had an answer for everything. Explanation for everything.
That's how they tend to be.
It was really sick. I really feel bad, but like I don't even know, like I haven't heard from him in a while, but it's like I really hope that, we'll get to that at the end. Talking about marriage, asking me like, you want to get married, trying to get me pregnant. Like shit was real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking, you know what I'm saying, that he's cheating or he's doing other things, because this is what's happening. Like, I even had a miscarriage by this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was God's protection. But so I'm gonna keep it brief on this. This is just a background check, a context clues, whatever. I gotta go to Bible study, but I will upload part 6 after that. But I just wanted to kind of give y'all something so I come back. But not to mention, when I first moved there to Atlanta, and I got there, and in Georgia, you have to have like pretty much everything is separated. So up north, if people from up north know, people from up north know, like the bills are separate. I mean, the bills are all together. So like electricity and gas is together up north. Here in Georgia, you literally got to pay everything separate. The trash, the electricity, the gas, everything is literally separated. So I didn't even have gas on in my apartment the first night I got there. I had to wait for them to come and turn it on. I told this nigga that. You would think your man would be like, oh, just come stay at my spot, until they turn the gas on, right? Because it was cold as fuck in Georgia. Do you know what this nigga did? This nigga got me a portable heater for $30 and came and dropped it off, stayed for a little bit, was like, okay, I gotta get on the road. He was a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did installs and stuff like that. So I did know that for a fact, right? So I'm like, and at this point, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This nigga, after begging me to move here, oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so different. Oh, we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. Everything, right? Y'all. And the crazy thing about this whole situation is it doesn't end here, right? But in my mind, I'm so delusional because I'm like, well, Shorty said that, whatever we got going on is our business. So at this point, it's like, okay, so, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all understand the confusion? Like, I don't know. But that was my confusion at that point. Like, because it was that, and then it was just like, he was at my house, stuff like that. So this is just a background, okay? I didn't mean for this video to be long as fuck like this, but I just want to get that part. Part 6 coming. So part 6. So basically, so after he dropped off the heater and everything, now granted, in the last video, I was trying to give context as to like what kind of relationship this really was, right? And he even met my mother. Like, I was supposed to meet his mom, but the day that I was supposed to go over there to meet them, like, I was recovering from surgery, so I couldn't even meet her. But she spoke to me on the phone before, and so you can see how I'm thinking this is a serious relationship because my mom met him. I was supposed to meet his mother, but I didn't speak to her on the phone. So I'm thinking that this is a serious thing. So at this point, after he drops off the heater and everything like that, after work, he's coming over every other day, right? Like, so he's coming in like, okay, so we're gonna get this couch, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get that, like, we're gonna deck this place out for you, right? So mind you, at this point, now remember, he used to come, fly in and stay the night at my house all the time, right? So now that I'm in Atlanta, I'm thinking it's gonna be the same thing. No. I'm noticing he's not even staying the night at my house. So I asked him, like, well, why can't you stay the night? Like, you was coming and flying in and staying for the whole weekend, and now all of a sudden that you can't. Like, so what's different? Now I'm even closer, so it should be a lot easier for you, right? And mind y'all, he had a key to both houses. Like, he had a key to my old house in Delaware, and then he also had a key to my house in Atlanta. So keep this in mind. And he wasn't even trying to give that back anyway, towards the end, but we're going to get there. So the house is still a mystery at this point, right? Because apparently, as I said before in the previous video, he's renting out a room. This is his house. He don't live with a girl. He don't live with a woman. That is his house. He is renting out a room. He made an agreement with his homeboy so they can't have company. But, he gonna make it happen once he get off the road. Because he was actually, like, traveling to different states, like, during this time while he was working, allegedly. So, boom, things going as normal. And I'm like, okay, time has passed. Now we're itching up on the holidays now. So stay with me, y'all. We itching up on the holiday, so now we itching up on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is coming. We're on the phone, we're on FaceTime. Everything is, as normal. The house is still in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I need to know what's going on with the house. But, I'm being patient. I'm being cool. I'm still trying to do research, all type of shit, right? And at this point, shit is kind of calm. So I asked him, like, so what are we doing for Thanksgiving? Because at this point, this will be like our first, you know, holiday together,
Together.
right? Like where I'm in the actual same state as him, right? He goes, I'm not sure. What do you have in mind? I said, honestly, I was just gonna attempt to make like a Thanksgiving dinner for the first time, right? So he goes, okay, bet. So if you do that, I'll be there. I'm gonna be on the road. I might come a little bit late, but I'm still gonna be there, right? Yeah. I cooked all this food for the first time. No.
You can tell it still bothers her. You can tell she's trying to fight back tears. Um, that's crazy. I already know how it's gonna end without even knowing it, without her saying it, I should say.
Oh, no, he didn't. So I remember going to the store and calling him, right? And I hear, on the phone, and it's like a whole bunch of noise and stuff. And I'm like, where are you at? What are you doing? Like, I thought we was doing like the Thanksgiving thing. He's like, oh nah, I'm on the road right now. I had to go in the store and this, that, and the third. Mind y'all, we had a plan. This is my first holiday in Atlanta. I'm here by myself at this point. So it's just like, then the phone disconnects. So I'm super fucking pissed. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I had to do a little bit of investigating because now I'm like, okay, I gotta lurk at this point because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And at this point, everything is just such a fucking mystery. We got her telling me, oh, whatever y'all got going on is y'all business. And then we got him, corroborating that story. Like, no, she was just, getting smart with you or whatever. I don't fucking know. Still haven't seen the house. Still don't know what that looked like. It's just like, and I'm in Atlanta at this point. I done cooked all this food. It's Thanksgiving. So I just got to do a little bit of digging.
I'd have
Okay? I
been
got to do a
pissed.
little bit of digging at this point. Okay? So,
Yeah, I would have been pissed. You did all that work because it's not just cooking the food. You had to go get the food, prep the food. Prep meaning cleaning. Whatever else you had to do depending on what you made. But you do all this stuff for him to BS you around and then hang up in your face because we know he hung up. It wasn't no connection issue. He hung up in her face. I would have been pissed.
I remember Shorty Page, right? So I'm like, let me just see if I could put two and two together and something going on. I don't know. I don't have any proof of anything, you know. So let me just find out, right? So I go ahead and do a search. I don't see nothing. And then I see something about it's her birthday or something like that, right? And then I see that she posted like it was like balloons and stuff like somebody done did. Very, very suspicious. Seeing that I can't reach him or anything, very, very suspicious. So I
Mm.
confront him about it. Like, are you at a party or something? Like, are you celebrating someone? Or he goes, no, I'm really on a roll. I'm really on a roll. Like, I didn't even eat nothing yet. Like, I didn't even eat no Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I've been on a roll working. Okay. So a few days later, he comes over and he's like, don't be mad at me. Like, I really didn't even have no Thanksgiving. I was really on the road. I was really working. I was woo. I'm telling him, like, so I'm still stuck on this house. I'm like, okay, so I need to see the house. Like, at this point, it's just giving like something else is going on, right? And he goes, you will see the house. Like, I have nothing to hide. I'm never there. I barely be sleeping there, this, that, and the third. So in the midst of that, I'm like, okay, so how you barely sleeping there? You don't sleep over here, so where the fuck you be at? He's like, oh, I'm always on the road. You know I'm a truck driver. You know this, you know this. Like, I don't understand, like, why you don't believe me, this, that, and the third. I asked him about the balloons. He goes, she did that for herself. Like, I didn't do that shit. Like, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. Like, she did it for herself. Like, I'm like, okay. So at this point, I still feel like I don't have any proof. Like I don't have any proof, any concrete, nothing. I'm still fucking confused at this point. Mind you guys, it's driving me absolutely fucking nuts. Like nuts. Like at this point, it's a mystery. Like I'm Scooby Doo and I'm trying to figure this shit out because I'm just like, what
Not
the
Scooby
like? I
Doo.
need proof. I need to find this out.
That would have pissed me off
So
too.
at this point, you know, I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, should I just pop up over there? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Like, so I had the address, y'all. I had the address, and I told him like I'm on my way. He's like, I'm not home. I'm not home. I'm not home. Like, it wouldn't be good to go there. I told you what the arrangement was with, the man that I'm renting the room to. This and the third. I had to listen to that shit.
First off, before she finishes with the story, so you had the Addy this whole time, girl? Man, the way I would have been outside with my binoculars, I would have been outside trying to peep game, because what you ain't gonna do is play with me. And so how he keeps it like gaslighting and, oh, I'm gone, and oh this, and oh, one day you gonna see. And how about I see today? Okay, me and my binoculars is about to come see you right now. That's part of her problem too. Um, she gave him too much info as far as what she knew. You supposed to just do your investigation. Asking him questions ain't an investigation, because he gonna lie. He's gonna lie. He's not gonna tell you anything that is the truth. He's gonna tell you what he thinks you want to hear, and he's going to keep it pushing. That's why you do your investigation silently. You sit outside, you do all, whatever you need to do to get information before you question him. Because then that's when you find out whether he's lying or not. Asking questions and not knowing anything is futile. It makes no sense, because at the end of the day, he's not going to tell the truth. So you asking questions just told him like, okay, she's lurking, she's on this page or she's on that page. You don't never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You do it silently till you have enough information to corner him, and then you see if he gives you the truth or not. That's how you do it, child.
So I got a lift and I went over there. I drove over there, just to drive by, just to peep the scenery. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to see what's going on. And, nobody was there. Everything was dark. So, I went home, but I'm trying to figure out, like, what is really good? So that mission has failed. Okay? That mission has failed. That mission has failed us all. Okay? So, I didn't see anything. I didn't get to catch anything. So it was just a failed mission at this point. So fast forward, Christmas time comes around. Now at this point, I'm feeling like, I'm going to go out of town for Christmas, because I don't even know if this is even a thing for you, like, since you're always on the road. So I decided to go, I spent Christmas time with my daughter and my daughter's father, and we didn't do anything. Like, we wasn't together, like, it's not messy. Like, we actually have a healthy co-parenting relationship now, and you blocking me, I can't reach you, and what the fuck. And I was blocking him because at this point I felt like I was being played in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I took
Yeah,
matters
it
into my own
was.
hands, and I did my own Christmas thing. But I mean,
As you should have.
but the thing was, the difference is I can talk on the phone around my BD with you and not have any issues. I'm not sneaking around doing shit. That was the difference. And for me, it was the audacity, because not you really cursing my whole life out about me, doing what I did. And I didn't even sleep with anybody or cheat or anything, but it's just the principle, like, not you getting mad at me for, doing the family thing with my daughter, and the father, obviously, he's an active dad, so of course he's gonna be around for shit like that. But the fact of the matter is, wasn't you just in Miami with your family talking about you went there for one day, and I see you frolicking with the dog and skipping the loop by the beach in Miami after you just left me? I'm just saying. sorry, I just got pumped up again because I just thought about that moment. That moment pissed me off so bad because I just felt like
She
it's
got a
really
point
the
there.
audacity of these niggas. They do something, they actually doing something, but when they think that you're doing something, they losing their fucking mind. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. They gonna say like, "Oh, I had plans, for us for Christmas. You didn't even give me a chance to do the plans. You're not even in town. Like, I had a special gift for you and this and that."
Gaslighting.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Anyway, so I get back home. He comes over. He brings me some stuff, and he's like, "I'm sorry about all of this, and I'm sorry about the communication, and I didn't mean to be like that. I just felt like, damn, he was really trying to embarrass me for real." Like, and I'm like, "How am I embarrassing you? Like, I don't post you. You don't post me on your page. Like, I've never been like, okay, so I'm not a content creator. I'm kind of new to the social media shit my damn self. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is probably the first couple videos that I ever spoke in. Like, y'all don't even understand how much it even took for me to even do this. I'm socially awkward, so yeah. But I'm not a public relationship girl. Like, I don't post my relationships on social media. I'm not the one that's, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, how did I even embarrass you? Like, what are you even talking about? Embarrass you in front of whom? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I still haven't even been to your house. So who's embarrassing? So part 6. So basically, so good morning. This is part 7. So I see a lot of questions. I see one question saying, how did he find out that I was doing the family thing? So I actually posted like some stuff, like some Christmas family stuff, and he kept trying to reach me and I wasn't answering. So he kind of did his own digging. I guess he was looking at my story and he saw like arms or her voices. I don't know. But he did his own investigation, and then when he called me and asked me, I just told him what I was doing. He really didn't like that. He really didn't like that. And it's
Who
ironic
cares?
because here you was in Miami doing probably a lot more than what I was even doing to begin with. So
Exactly. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If he can go do family stuff with his BM and the children or child, then you can too. Like, the double standard is jarring, but it's because he feel away because he know what he's really doing. It's not just a co-parenting situation. He know he's smashing. And I'm assuming, considering she said she was a side chick and didn't know, of course he was smashing because he was still with her. You know what I'm saying? But in his head, he probably felt like she was smashing her BD because, she, I mean, he's doing the same. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, F him and his feelings. If you can do it, then I can do it. Ain't no one-way street up in here. I don't care how you feel. Like she said, you was frolicking in Miami and it was all fine and dandy. Um, but I'm supposed to stop doing what I do. And mind you, he left her hanging on Thanksgiving. Come to find out he was with the old girl, which is fine because obviously he's with her. But I mean, from her perspective, yeah, you can't tell me nothing at this point. I'm not making any plans with you because we know that we can't trust you.
and just to clear this up, so when I was complaining about him not spending the night to him and everything like that, actually he decided to start spending the night. So, y'all can see my confusion here. So anyway, I come back home to Atlanta and he's there already by the time I get there. And explains himself like, I'm sorry, brings this up that he got me, I'm sorry, I was just really hurt, and I really wanted us to do something for Christmas, and you weren't here, I didn't even know you were leaving, this and a third. So mind you, I'm kind of like, at this point I feel like I'm kind of becoming over it at this point. So I feel like I'm starting to check out, you know what I'm saying? But because it's like, I don't really know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what to believe. Like, I'm just like, okay. And I feel like I was just so in love that I was just so blinded by the facts. Like, definitely blinded by the facts. Everything was a fucking mystery. This house was a fucking mystery. It still was a mystery. This nigga still wasn't letting me go over there. And then, he had a good excuse because he was always on the road. So it would be like he wouldn't have time to do certain things because he's on the road.
Or
So
so
one
he's
night,
saying.
he's like, let's go out. We go out, we go to a bar, we both get drunk, we come back home, and, we both pass out. We passed out. This is in Atlanta. This is probably after I came back. And he stayed the night again. And, he woke up, probably hungover and shit. It was freaking out. It was like 6, 7 in the morning. And that's what time he usually wakes up for work. So he's like, oh my God, I got to go to work, this, that, and the third. So he rushes out like, love you, bye. Right? So after this, New Year's comes. New Year's Eve comes. He's on the road though. He's FaceTiming. Mind you, we still talk every day. We're still FaceTiming every day. We're still, whatever. New Year's comes, he FaceTime me, he's on the road, he's in his truck. We were supposed to do something then. It didn't happen. He came after that, right? It's crazy when I think about it now because it's like, I feel like, how was I even doing all of that? And how was he getting away with so much shit? Like, now that I think
Yeah.
about it, like, that I'm older, and it's been a while, it's been like 4 years, but it's just like, at one point, I low key felt like he had a spell on me or something. Because I
It be like that. Like hindsight be 2020 for real, for real. You'll sit there like, wait a minute, this ninja did this, that, and the other. And he's still alive? What was I thinking? You'll be sitting here contemplating like, wait a minute, why did I let him get away with all of that? Child, it'd be like that for real.
remember him telling me that when we would, have, what? He would say that he was manifesting while we was doing it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So at one point it's like, did you put a spell on me or something to make me like dumb as shit for real? I don't know. That always in the back of my mind. Like, it's to the point, y'all. At that point, like, I was so like, it was such a mystery to me. Bitches was definitely watching hella. Remember when the YouTube tarot readings used to be a thing? I'm watching the Aries tarot, trying to figure out answers and all type of shit. Like, I'm just like, yo, I don't watch that shit no more because I feel like that shit is not real. Like, no. But back then, this was like when it was when in the beginning, when it was like people who first started doing like the YouTube tarot readings and shit. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out information from the YouTube channel. Okay, like, this is how delusional I was, y'all. So Valentine's Day comes around. And he comes on Valentine's Day. He brings me roses. He brings me some shoes. He brings me some gifts. He brings me a car. I actually still have those pictures of those things. I might put them up. I don't know. I might add it to the story to kind of make it like more realistic, but and just cover his name. But so he tells me to get dressed. We're gonna go out. This, that, and the third. And this is on Valentine's Day, right? Okay, cool. I got my gifts and everything. I start getting ready. Y'all, what's crazy is I still have the video of me getting ready for Valentine's Day on this particular day. Because I actually made a video entry, pretty much. Because at this point, I'm starting to check out a little bit. I still love him though at this point, but I'm starting to check out a little bit like, okay, I never want to feel like this again, right? So I get dressed. Mind you, he just came that morning and dropped us some stuff. And he said he wanted to set up everything and he was going to come back, come get with me. He's going to do what we're going to do. Y'all, I got dressed and everything. This nigga never came back. This nigga FaceTimed me and said he had to watch his daughter. I thought he was lying. I told him he was lying. Like, you're fucking lying. He's like, no, like, I'm really here with my daughter. Like, and I can hear her in the background and shit, right? So I'm just like, okay. But I guess he wanted to FaceTime me to show me that he was telling the truth. Like, no, he really had to watch his daughter on Valentine's Day. He's not doing nothing crazy. And mind y'all, like, this nigga was been cooking for me and all type of stuff. Like, he was really treating me like, aside from the bullshit. So I guess in a sense, he really didn't treat me like, I wanted to be treated. But aside from the bullshit, he was a very affectionate, passionate man, So I think that's how he hooked me. That's how he really hooked me for real. Good morning. This is part 7. So I see a lot of questions. I see one. So this is pretty much me showing y'all a timeline of everything I was talking about in the previous video. So this is from Valentine's Day on. This shit is wild. Remember how he said that he couldn't come back out because he had his daughter, right? So he came back the next day, and this is the video of that after he couldn't make it on actual Valentine's Day.
Ooh. By the boom, by the thing.
Okay.
You got your shrimp and your asparagus on the side.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at the.
You're looking kind of succulent there. Okay.
Then you got. You know what this is? It's that lobster. Straight out of Maine. Straight out of the ocean. Yeah, and that's what went on to semi-butterfly, you know? Vegetation is everything.
I feel you.
Maybe some taters, you know? Or even love them.
Yeah. Okay, so those text messages was pretty much me showing you guys what he was saying on Valentine's Day after he dropped that stuff off. And that's when he told me Valentine's Day was saying on messages was pretty so those text messages
God.
I had to go back to the messages. Okay, so we see a picture. What is that? I can't even make out what this is. I have no clue what this is. Depends on you. Don't know about them hills, LOL. I'm assuming that's her, LMAO. So what time? Question mark, question mark. I'm assuming when she asked, he didn't answer. So then she sent the question marks afterwards, like, hello. So he said, give me a sec. I'm on FT, FaceTime, maybe. So she said, I'm sorry, come again? Ciao.
Okay, so those text messages was pretty much me showing you guys what he was saying on Valentine's Day after he dropped that stuff off. And that's when he told me he had to be with his daughter. And I think what's crazy about this whole situation that happened like 4 years ago is the fact that you would think like somebody with a situation or a relationship, you would think they don't want pictures taken, they don't want any of that. But this nigga was taking pictures of me, of us, wanted me to even post that video where he was cooking for me on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you would never think that he's in a relationship or playing house with anybody. You would never think that this is happening because of how he was carrying shit. Like, he was actually taking these pictures himself. Mind y'all, he wanted me to post those videos and pictures and stuff. I just never did. I just kind of kept it in the archives. I had to like really dig. Yeah, like, he wanted me to post them. So someone is saying, oh, post them, and taking pictures of you and everything, and taking pictures of y'all together and stuff like that. You wouldn't think that a person is really living a double life or really, you know, in their whole situation, because if a nigga's trying to sneak around, I don't think, you know, a sneaky motherfucker would even dare try to be in the camera. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's how I was thinking initially. So what you're about to hear
It makes
now
sense.
is, so let me just take it back. Hold on. So my birthday comes around, and you know, he comes very, very late. He tells me to get dressed and everything like that. He ends up getting off work late, allegedly. And he pretty much just comes to my house and keeps apologizing, like, I'm so sorry. This nigga got me a fucking candle and a card. And he took me out to this diner, and he kept apologizing, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to work that late. I'll make it up to you. I promise. I'm gonna make it up to you. This, that, and the third. So at this point, I'm kind of already like, I'm starting to check out, right? Like, I'm really starting to check out. I'm really starting to see, like, okay, you would think things will be better now that I'm living in Atlanta, but now I'm starting to see, like, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2. Okay, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on at this point. Like, my mind is, you know, I'm literally having anxiety about it. Like, okay, something ain't right here. Like, I have to figure this shit out on my own. So as y'all know, it's a hassle, you know, with the house. It's still being argued about and everything like that. So one day, you know, he tells me that I'm gonna just sit here and tell you the truth. You know, I'm tired of like not telling you the whole truth, right? So he then goes
Uh-oh.
and says, well, remember I told you I was renting out the room in my house? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I'm renting the room out to my ex-girlfriend, the one that, you had the conflict with.
Duh. We knew that.
So, you know, at this point in time, I feel like intuitively I knew, but to hear him say it out his mouth fucked me up.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Like, you really wait until I move to Atlanta to tell me some shit like that? After all this shit, you've been like, what? So not only was I in shock, and I literally remember myself like going to the bathroom, cutting the lights off and kind of sliding down the fucking wall. Like I was like literally in shock because I'm like, really, nigga? He said he made a promise to her, saying that he made a promise to keep his word on something. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And she pays him rent. So I'm like, so if that's the case, then why can't I come over then if it's strictly platonic? And at this point, I'm over it in my mind. I'm over it. But it hurts. It just hurts so bad because I'm just like, I done moved to Atlanta to be closer to this nigga, and so he's basically telling me, he's sorry, and he never cheated on me. That is really his house, and he was just helping her out for the time being. He was paying her, well, she was paying him $500 a month, and that was the arrangement that they had. And he was afraid to tell me the truth because he knew that I wouldn't give him an opportunity or a chance. And not only do we have hearsay by my mouth, but I actually have a voicemail. So he happened to butt dial me during this exact moment after he told me the truth. And here it is.
Okay, get up. Come on, baby. Come on. My time to get Come on. Get up. Come on. Baby, come on. Yeah, I know you see me. Teach me how to look like this. See? Don't see me. I swear it. I'm telling you how to open up. This shit's slow. I can't open. I gotta open up to nobody. You want to do?
I wish I was making this shit up, but literally, I'm sliding down the wall in shock, crying, and this nigga asked me, "Did I want some food?" Bruh, I wish I was making it.
Hey. When you say something, I don't think you can have that. You can hear feeling that everybody gives me. I know it's everything. I think I feel shit home, man. You really need it. I'll pass it up.
So this is pretty much me showing y'all a timeline of everything I was talking about in
That's
the previous
crazy.
video. So this is from Valentine's Day on.
So, like she said, it is crazy that the first thing they say is, "You want something to eat?" Like that changes, that makes all things better. No, I don't want anything to eat. I want you to explain yourself, fool. But I mean, like she said, you she knew, and we be knowing things, but it's different when we actually either hear it or see it for ourselves. It's like a slap in the face. So it's crazy. And what are the odds that he ended up butt dialing her? I think that's crazy.
And in the midst of me crying and shit, he's crying and shit. Oh, you made me be a better person. Teach me how to love you. You want something to eat? So that's what that voicemail was. So he actually ended up accidentally butt dialing me, like right after he told me. And this was in person. So he's telling me this in person. I'm in the bathroom on the floor, in shock, crying and shit. And this is him pleading his case on that
And he's
level.
trying to feed you.
Fast forward after that. At this point, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of like moving in a certain way where I just really don't know what's going on. I don't really trust it. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that he said, "Do you want something to eat?" And then, like it's just like I can't make this shit up. I can't. And to test that theory, seeing that that's what he said, this is remember, this is my house. I'm renting the room out to her. I'm just helping her out. It's strictly platonic. We don't do anything.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got to read these messages. She's
It's
going by
strictly platonic.
fast with these messages. Okay. I think this is the first one. It says, wait, what? Are you still in contact with blank? Hold on, y'all. Sorry. It says, wait, what? Are you still in contact with blank? Yeah, we were still together. I'm confused. You didn't know we are together? I even live in GA now. How, hun, when he lives with me? Wait, huh? So that's crazy. This is the girl, the baby mama, the BM. So then she goes on to say he's here now. She says LMFAO. OMG, girl. OMG, I'm so confused. Yes, he ain't worth ish. Effing bums sucking up my air. Wait, no, she said, what in the entire fudge? Wow, that's crazy. So then she says, oh, that's the wait, huh? Honey, I don't what he's been telling you. I'm assuming, honey, I don't know what he's been telling you, but the ninja lives here with me. He's here now. Oh, okay. She posted this again. LMFA girl. I mean, like, met my mom. I spoke to his. He spoke to my daughter. This man was really like, had my keys. I'm not even a drama filled person, like, at all. And I had no clue about any of this. I mean, like, wow, I'm just really shocked. That's truly a slap in the face. And the girl says, the girl from the BM says, girl, this is my place. The only people on the lease are me and my kids. Blank is full of shish. I cannot. Wait,
So I'm in shock right now because
I
not
would be
only
too.
is this not your house, this is not your house.
Right.
This is not even your house. So the whole time you living with Shorty. This is not even your house. So you don't even have your Shorty dead can like evict you like. So not only did you lie about your living circumstances as far as like who was living with you, this, that, and the other, this not even your motherfucking house. String along with that, he was moving and shit. I always wonder, like, if this is your house, why would you want to move out your own motherfucking house? But now I see, whole time it's not even your house. While we're messaging, I'm actually messaging Derek at the same time, in real time. So as she's messaging me, I send her screenshots and everything like that of what he's sending me in that exact moment, right? So in the messages, as y'all can see, she's nonchalant, like, girl, he's a bum sucking at my ear. I don't even know why he's still here. She called me, and I'm not answering. I guess he forgot to hang up while he's trying to call me, and it was on a voicemail. But this was part one of what solidified everything for me, and still was confused at the same fucking time.
You keep lying, bro. That shit, man. It's disgusting. And I didn't know that he was doing shit. I was chilling. I was okay. I was doing my daughter hair. And it wasn't until I said it. Man, shit, shut the hell up. You fucking lying, bro. You lying, bro.
You. Damn, we about to play that again. No, no, no. We gotta listen to that again. Hold on.
But this was everything for me and still was confused at the same fucking time.
Man, shit, shut the hell up. You fucking lying, bro. You lying, bro.
So listening to that all over again, it kind of made me feel some type of way because actually, like in that moment when I heard that, it actually made me feel some kind of way.
I want to know who it was that they were talking to. Like, if you hear the lady, she's saying, "Y'all, he's a woman beater. He's a woman beater," something like that. And he was saying, "Don't believe that ish. Y'all don't believe that ish." And I know they weren't on the phone with her from. Well, they weren't on the phone with her just because that was left on her voicemail. So I don't know if maybe one of them went live or something, and they were talking to an audience, but that would have confused me too. Like, what is going on? Like that. But you can hear him saying, like, "You don't do nothing for me. I pay all the bills. I take care of this." Um, and pretty much saying like that was his spot, I guess, by way of the fact that he pays the bills. And she said her name's on the lease, her and the kids. So I mean, I don't know what arrangement they got going on, but yeah, this is crazy. Sis, I hope you ran for the hills.
It made me feel bad for her because I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? And mind you, as long as I've been with him, he has never spoken to me like that ever. And I'm
Yeah,
still
he
trying to
was hella
decipher, like, what the fuck am
disrespectful.
I hearing? Like, what is? I can't really decipher everything that's being said. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's like something, something. You don't have to tell them everything or some shit. So I'm like, at this point in my mind, I'm like, are we fucking sister wives or something? Do you know about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, at first she's like, you're disgusting. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, like, what was even said, what was said on her part, because he keep fucking yelling over her. But he didn't know that, he had butt dialed me. Like, he didn't hang up. He forgot to hang up when he called me and shit like that. And as you can see in that message, I'm like, bye. That was too much. Like, this is after, like, this was the same day. This was right after I had the conversation with the ex. So she played it cool, but that's her on that voicemail. You know what I'm saying? Her and him. And he talking about some, we will see. Like, this nigga was crazy. He wasn't even trying to give me my fucking key. He was still delusional as hell, talking about, good morning, wifey. I love you. Acted like shit. This nigga.
Whoa.
And in the midst of me crying and shit, he's crying and shit. Oh, you still delusional as hell, talking about, good morning, wifey. I love you. Acted like shit. This nigga.
So it says, "Good morning, wifey. I love you." She said, "Good morning, and no, you don't. Please drop off the keys." At first, I thought she was playing into it because I seen "Good morning," but yeah, she was done with him at that point. She was like, "Drop my ish off. I ain't playing with you." That's wild for him to be calling her wifey. Like none of that stuff just happened. Now this, oh, Lord, like the comment, not the blank. TikTok really going to get me in trouble. I wonder what all of this is. It's a follow. A lot of it is scratched out. You see follow requests. You see today. You see yesterday. These are two different names, so I don't think that's. But I do see something blush. I wonder if that's him. TikTok really gonna get me in trouble. I don't know. Maybe he's stalking her account now.
And in the midst of me crying.
And I think that's the last part, y'all. This was crazy. I hope she ran for the hills. And I hope she stopped talking to this dude because he seems a little tapped. And based on how he was talking to the BM, now granted, I get when you're with someone for a long time, the dynamics sometimes change. But needless to say, this just shows you once he's done courting you and being nice and playing nice, this is who you're gonna see. This is who's gonna show up when he's mad. The disrespectful dude calling you all types of B's and like just playing in your face or whatever. So I hope she took heed. I don't know if there'll be any more to this series, but if there are, I'll be following it because this was crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Do y'all think she left, stopped talking to him? Do y'all think she's still talking to him? Do y'all think she would eventually, if she did stop, she'll eventually return back to talking to him? What do y'all think about this whole BM situation? Like, was she aware and was she okay with it being a sister wife situation? Because like she said before too, the BM had made a comment like, what y'all do is y'all business or something like that. And so the BM also just recently made a comment. And so that's why she was kind of confused. Like, wait, what's going on? Like, usually if you're dealing with someone and you find out they're dealing with someone else, oh, it's up and stuck. It's a problem. But it seemed like the BM knew about her and it wasn't no issue. So her thing is, are you cool with this? Are you trying to be a sister wife? Are y'all not together? So I could kind of get her confusion, but at the end of the day, she should still consider the situation and consider her options. But what do y'all think of all of this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Listen, I like chocolate girl, all shades, different flavors. She a diamond and a pearl. She a goddess with a mentor, yeah. Cinnamon swirl. She relate to what I've been through, yeah.